Welcome to the Women Are Worthy show. And I am so excited. Now, we've been getting rain. So I want to do a PSA. Noah, like Noah from the Bible, can you bring your ark over here? Because there's no way I'm going to get home by driving, okay? Because this rain is just, I'm not complaining, but oh my God. Well, today, guys, we have a treat. I met this wonderful young lady at an event. Her name is Meghan Foley. And when I say she can sing, she can sing, okay? She can put her foot in it, okay? So I just wanted her to come on the show because I want us to have a hoedown. I want us to get lit. I want to have some fun. And this is the woman to do it. So the Women Are Worthy show, we welcome Meghan Foley. Thank you. She's all shy right now. Thank you. Now, we're going to talk about several different things. We're going to go from who's Meghan Foley, what have you gone through, where you are now, and what you're doing. And I want to first say thank you because she's also an educator, okay? An educator. And what school do you teach?
Teach at Tap Middle School in Powder Springs.
At Powder Springs, wow. And what grade do you teach and what subject?
7th grade social studies.
7th grade social studies. Okay, I find people who teach social studies to be very interesting. Okay?
We try.
So tell us a little bit about, and if you can speak a little louder, tell us a little bit about who's Meghan Foley.
Oh gosh, I don't know. Where do you go here?
Oh, where do I want to start? Other than being a singer,
Yeah.
And how did you get into the music business?
In all honesty, I've only been singing for about 2 years.
Wait a minute. When I met you, you're telling me you were an up-and-coming singer?
Yeah.
When I met you?
That was one of the first.
She lied to me! So, what drove you? Because so often we have a passion, we have a talent, and we just don't show people that talent. We die with that talent within us. So what gave you that extra push? Because you're getting in front of a camera and in front of an audience and singing. That's the most exposing thing that you can do.
Yeah.
So how did you get to that?
When I've always loved to sing, but it was mostly a car and shower type of singing situation. And when I would sing in front of friends and stuff when I was younger, they would make fun of me and make fun of my voice. So I just assumed it was bad. So I kept it to myself. And then a few years ago, I was singing in the car, and somebody heard me and was like, "You need to do that." And I was like, "Okay." And so we started playing together and playing out. It was the scariest thing I've ever done because it is really exposing,
Yes.
and you feel like you're gonna projectile vomit.
Right? She's a projectile vomit.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. So I've been singing in the shower. I sing in the car. I sing here in front of my interns. I don't hear anyone telling me, "Hey, you need to be on American Idol." Someone did tell me I need to be on American Idol, but they told me I need to be an American Idol don't.
Oh no.
Yeah, they did. Believe it or not. And I think they were just jealous.
They might be. Yeah. They just told me that.
I know, right? Just, I mean, all the haterade. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, can't do everything. So, when you did your first performance, what was that like?
My first performance ever was at a music store around the corner from my house. It's still my musical home, Pop Rock Music. You know, I love it there. They're just family. And I went down to the open mic, and I was so scared. And I talked to there's an owner and there's his dad who's running it at the time, and I talked to both of them. And they were like, "You got this, you can do this." And I used to call his dad my dad. I was like, "Dad, if I go up there and this is terrible, are you still gonna love me?" And he was like, "Yes, I'm gonna love you no matter what." And then I got up and I sang for the first time. He was like, "Oh, I feel like to."
Wow.
That was very.
Because he was expecting.
Yeah, he was like, I really was prepared for it to be quite bad, and it really was not as bad as I thought it would be. So, so that was my first time ever singing in front of people, and I think we did that a couple times, and then went over and sang at Reformation Brewery when we were in Woodstock, and just slowly started performing in more and more places. And I think the more you do it, the more you start to calm down.
Yes. And I want to thank my nephew, Garrett Wheeler, okay? He's the one that introduced me to her. And Garrett, for everyone that knows, you can go on our YouTube channel, The Women of Worthy Network, to listen to him, because his voice, I mean, he's like, what, 19 now? And he sounds like a 50-year-old person. Oh my God.
Johnny Cash reincarnated.
Yes!
He's awesome.
He is.
Great spirit. Just a good kid. He's awesome.
And just like you, because you're awesome, you have a great spirit. Now, what is your goal in the music business? What would you like to see happen?
There are certain bands in our genre that, like, man, if I could like go on tour with them for a little bit, you know, the Ghost of Harvey or something like I be over the moon. Like that would be it for me. But I also love doing what I'm doing. I love that all the places I've gotten to play are just everyone's so awesome and supportive, and it's been everything I've done so far has been so great. So if this was the end of the road, that would be okay too. Like it's just.
Wow. So what's your next gig?
Right now.
Her next gig is right here tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's tonight. And I don't know after that. I just started playing out by myself, so this tonight will be my first time ever playing by myself. So building the set list and see where it goes.
Wow. So can you tell us a little bit about, because I wanted to go talk about some things that you've gone through. Are you okay with talking about some of the things you've gone through in your life?
Absolutely.
So, regarding domestic violence? Now, can you tell us a little bit about, not the person, but a little bit about, and the reason I want to mention that is because we have a lot of interns and a lot of young folks that watch the show, and we want them to know it's not okay, you know, and to walk away. So, can you explain a little bit about your story?
Yeah, the first thing I want to say, and I'll reiterate it repeatedly, is that when you're on the outside of those situations, walk away sounds so easy. And when you are in that situation, it is the hardest thing in the entire world, no matter what's going on. I have the most amazing support system, and even with that, it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole life. I was dating someone who had a very narcissistic personality, and I didn't realize that for a long time. I think I'm smart in many ways, but I don't know, when it comes to boys, I'm terrible. You know, there's red flags. Like, I will watch a color guard performance of red flags and be like, it's beautiful. You know, and everyone's like, run.
Right.
And I'm like, no, it's fine, it's beautiful. So this particular person, there was a lot of red flags in the beginning in terms of like lying and things like that, but it wasn't my relationship didn't get violent until about a year in. He had post-traumatic stress disorder and a bunch of other things that he didn't have medication for or anything like that, and he would just get really angry, and you know, sometimes a lot of the abuse was more verbal, like that constant small putting you down, and you know, for some reason that was harder to deal with, honestly, than the physical components, because the physical components didn't happen all the time. I wasn't getting hit all the time. I wasn't, you know, but it was a lot of just constant put downs to the point where you just feel like you deserve it. Like they convince you that you deserve it. And I think the first time he ever laid hands on me, he came up behind me and I was in the garage, and he shoved my head into a garage door, and my face was bleeding, and somehow within 2 minutes he had convinced me that he was sorry, he needed help, and you know, like he always found a way, no matter what was happening, to flip it around so I was taking care of him, and you know, even though I'm the one bleeding, or you know, he would grab me by the back of the head and punch me in the head. And then I remember the first time that I like got my feet under me and stood up, and actually like after that time actually with the garage door, I had I got really upset. Like, you watch those movies, you know, of somebody getting abused, and you're like, I would never stand for that, you know. And I was like, why did I let that happen to me? I let it happen to me. Like, I'm never gonna let that happen again. And the next time things got bad, I kind of stood up to him, and he did not like that. And that was when he started hitting me, and I got my feet under me. I stood up and I just swung one time, and he never let that go. And he convinced me, you're the abuser. You hit me. You know, they always find a way to flip it and make you confused, and it's just, and then that goes on and on and on. And you know, he had quite a few kids. I had a son, and that's the part that, like, now that it's over, has been the hardest part for me to forgive myself.
I was going to ask you, where are you now with forgiving yourself, and are you also seeking therapy?
I haven't started to seek therapy, although I think that's a great avenue to go down. I don't know, like, I don't know where I am. Like in terms of the healing, I mean, it's been since I think November.
Wow, so it's pretty new. It's
Yeah,
pretty raw.
pretty new.
It's
Yeah,
raw.
yeah. I mean, the breakup was bad. He threatened to shoot me in my driveway. Yeah, I mean, it's just one thing after another, and the hardest part has been allowing myself finding a way to forgive myself for letting my son. He didn't see a lot of it. But anything he saw was too much, you know, and those are the moments that haunt me the most, is more so those moments where, you know, I remember one time he wanted me to steam clean our room, and I was trying to steam clean it, and we got into a fight, and I was like, well, if you just bring me the machine, I'll do it, I'll steam clean the carpet, just, I can't, my back hurts, I can't bring it upstairs, and I heard my son crying in the hallway, and I went out there, and he was trying to drag it up himself. He's like, I'll help you, Mommy. If he won't help you, I'll help you. I'm like, that haunts me. Him crying in the hallway. And but I think you just have to find that party. Like I said, I am so blessed. I love the theme of this show. I have so many amazing, strong women in my life. And when I finally found the internal strength to tell them, to tell my friends, the biggest day was the day I sat down and told my mom. There's no one in the world that I love. Again, so many people that I love. But my mom is my everything. My mom is my world. And the day that because I knew once you tell your mom, there's no going back.
Yeah.
there's no going back. And you know, my mom is every bit of New York. So
oh, she's from New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I knew, like, man, but I knew I needed to do that. And once I told my mom, you know, she was great. I mean, she was so supportive, and then all these other friends, a friend named Julie, I mean, I could name friends for days, but I am surrounded by these amazingly strong women who were able to just be a foundation for me and lift me up when I couldn't anymore. Because I don't know if this is a common thing for abuse, but it went on so long that I started to get severely depressed. It was hard for me to get out of bed. It was hard for me to function. I had really bad anxiety anyway, but it was through the roof. I, for the first time in my life, started to have really unhealthy thoughts in terms of harming myself, and you know, nothing that I would ever do. I love my son is such an amazing anchor, but thoughts that scared me, I've never felt that way before. Like I've never been that low, and to just be surrounded by these amazing women who could pick me up when I couldn't pick myself up was just an absolute amazing gift. So, you know, and I'll say those women, because it's not been all that long, it's been 3 months or so, and you know, they surround me all the time, and they check in on me all the time, and I'm just so thankful for every single one of them. I mean, I'm serious, it's probably 10 different women who just have been so loving. You know, I think your family are the people who are related to you, but there's also the people that you choose, the family
That's
you choose.
right.
And I'm just so lucky to have the absolute best family support system, and so
just listening to your story, my lashes is about, I might as well peel them off. And I'm saying that because it's so important for us women to have a tribe.
Absolutely.
It's very, very important. And I want you to understand, you know, because like I said, I met you and I fell in love with you. I just fell in love with your voice. Okay, let me stop. Not you as the person, I fell in love with your voice. But now meeting you, we welcome you into our village as well. And you're a positive person, but I want you to understand, eventually, you will forgive yourself. You know, and I understand what's haunting you is the fact that your son witnessed some things, not a lot of things, but as long as you forgive yourself, and because here on the show, we're all about non-judgment. We're not here to judge anyone. We're here to love you, not to judge you. So I'm glad that you have the courage to speak about it, because we have these young girls who are going to school, parents have sheltered them, and now they're going off to school, living on campus, and they don't know what it looks like to be abused. Or, you know, it starts with the shoving, the pushing. And for me, I've never been abused, but I'm getting, you know, we can agree to disagree, but my opinion is I think the verbal and the emotional is worse than the physical, because the physical you can eventually heal, but it takes a while because it's permanent scars sometimes. And,
Absolutely.
you know, so that's just my opinion. But, you know, I want mothers and parents and someone out there, what are the signs that people should look for from, in your opinion, that, I guess maybe some of your friends may have said, we should have known, or why did we pick up? What are the signs?
First of all, make sure you have that tribe, and make sure you have that conversation with that tribe. Like, if you see something, tell me. You know what I mean? You're absolutely right. It starts with the verbal every time. Like, if you were dating somebody and they just walked up to you on the first date and punched you in the face, you wouldn't stay.
Right.
They're not stupid people, you know. Like, it starts with little things, little cut downs, little just constantly picking at you and breaking you down, and then you start to get to the physical things. And I would say, first of all, somebody said to me, trust them at their first lie. And I thought, oh my God, that is the most powerful thing I've ever heard. Trust them at their first lie.
I like that.
And in like fundamental things, I think when you're first dating, you know, everybody likes to put their best foot forward. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying truly at their first lie. Like, that is, believe that, walk away. You know, I think women, we have such amazing intuition, those gut feelings, and we're so bad at ignoring them. You know, like justifying. And I just read this book that's like really old, but my mom bought it for me and sent it to me after all this, and it's He's Just Not That Into You.
Oh, wait a minute. Where that? Okay.
It was like an Oprah book club book like a million years ago.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this book is the best book. He's so funny, the guy who wrote it, and you know, and he's like, you are worthy. You are worthy of someone being crazy, happy. Don't settle. Like, don't make excuses for it. And that's not to say that there aren't bad women, but don't make excuses for yourself. Like, for him, be willing to know what you want and be willing to wait for it and know that that's not good enough for you.
We have a comment.
Yes, from Meghan Foley. My strong girl MJ, I love you more than life itself. Mom.
Oh, Mom said that she loves her. And you know what? She is a strong woman because, and thank you, first of all, Miss Foley, thank you. And rise up New York, yes. But, you know, on a serious note, you don't know how much I respect you. You really don't, because you may think, oh, it's nothing. No, it is, because we in your tribe or in your village, we have to make sure that we're supporting you and we're telling you how much we love you, how much we respect you, because we don't want you to go through that again. Imagine how many women are in an abusive situation. They're afraid to tell their friends because of judgment. They're afraid to talk to their parents because of judgment, and they're embarrassed. And we have to remove that judgment, because we all go through things, but you don't have to stay in it, you know? So I'm glad that you were brave enough at the time to leave and bring your child out of it as well. So
I think that's another great point, is that if you're scared to tell your friends and you're scared to tell your family, that's another good indication something's wrong.
mm-hmm.
Something is seriously wrong. If you are scared, because sometimes it is the judgment, but you know, that would have been another good time to know that, you know, when I was scared to tell my mom, I tell my mom everything, you know. Like I said, my mom is life, and the fact that I wasn't scared to tell her, I couldn't tell her, 'cause I knew what she would say, you know, I thought I did, you know, that she's your mom, she wants you to be safe, she wants you to get away, you know, but I wasn't ready. And
right.
That sounds so psychotic, you know, like, again, when you watch the movies and stuff, and you see somebody, you're angry for that character, and you're like, run, go, you know, when you're in it. I mean, I loved him.
Right.
I loved him.
And you thought it would change.
Right, and you know, he had PTSD, he served in the military, and I thought, well, he's gonna get on medication, now it's gonna be better, now it's okay. And for a little while it was, and we had a conversation, and it did get better. But then when it got bad again, it got really bad, you know, and he's trying to stab the dog with a knife, and you know, like, every time you think that it's as bad as it could possibly be, like, it can always, somebody gave me that advice too. You think it's bad now, it can always be worse. Go watch the news, because it can end really badly. Like, as much as you might want that person to change, and as much as you might love that person, like, I had to get to a point where I said, you know, like, I have to choose me, and I have to choose my son. And this is not what I want my son to grow up with, and I can't do this anymore. Like, I can't function, and I've got to listen to that. I have to listen to all of the, like, let that intuition ride, and it's hard.
And I think it's important too for women to understand that they have a third eye, whether it's the intuition, third eye, whatever you want to call it. But we have to realize we deserve better, and we are important. We come first, because if you can't take care of the family, then the family, you know. So it's okay to be. And with women, they consider it being selfish. And it's not being selfish, it's taking care of yourself. So I'm glad that you're talking and you're you know, I'm not going to say you seem okay. What I am going to say is you're strong. And don't let anyone ever do that to you again. I'll give you my number. You have it, okay?
Thank you.
Because, you know, it takes a lot. And for me, I want this story being told because we have so many women that are getting caught in sex trafficking, women who are, and it starts off with a word. And we have guys out there that somehow they smell low self-esteem. They smell it. I don't know if it's in the pheromones or what it is, but they smell it. And then you have those that come in the charmer. And then later on, you're like, what's going on? You know, when you were dating him, did your friends pick something up and say, well, I don't think he's good for you or he's right for you? They did?
Oh yeah, I had a, yeah. I mean, there was friends who stopped talking to me.
Really? Because they knew right away that, no, he's not.
As time went on, there was, like I said, there was more and more red flags and more things kept happening. And there were certain things that they were like, so about a year in was when we had the first, like, the thing happened with the garage door and getting punched in the face. And then it escalated to a point where he took our dog outside and trapped him down, pinned him down on the floor with a knife to his neck. He was like, I'm taking you. Like it was horrible. And I called my friends and they were like, that's it, we're done. They came to my school and they said, you are leaving now and we are going to the police station and we are making a police report. And I was crying and I was like, I feel like I didn't want to leave school because like, I can't say enough how much I love where I work. Like
that was your comfort zone.
Yes, like please don't take me from this. Like I'm scared at home, but I'm not scared of school. At school I'm strong, and at school I get to be me. And you know, like I need this. Like let me have this. Let me have school. Let me be it. And they were like, all right, but we're gonna meet you in the parking lot after school, and we did. And we went down to the police station. And I didn't make a report. That's another thing. If somebody's hurting you, please make a report. Please make a report. Please, there's temporary protective orders, there's restraining orders, there's all different kinds of things. Please protect yourself. And I didn't do that, and that's one of my biggest regrets was wishing that I had documented. Like it's okay to call the police, and like I think I didn't want to do that because I loved him. And why would I want to make a police report? No. If someone is threatening you and hurting you, because if something really bad happens, there's no record of any of those things having happened, and then it's your word or someone's. Make reports, but I just got advice from the police officer, and after that, you know, my friends were like, all right, we got to get you out. And he and I had broken up, and we broke up for probably 48 hours, and then we had a talk, and he was so upset, and he was sorry, and things were gonna change, and I'm gonna go to the doctor, I'm gonna go to the psychologist, I'm gonna go to the VA, I'm gonna get on medication. And I was like, okay, you know, again,
right.
It wasn't I didn't love him anymore.
Right.
I loved him. I just didn't want to keep getting hurt. I lost those friends that were with me through that. There was quite a few of them that were like, if this is the choice you're making, I can't walk this road with you. And there was one of them, my friend Liz, I love you, who stayed with me through everything. And she was like, look, whether you stay or you go, I love you. Wow. And I got your back in whatever you need, and it is what it is. And you know, I can't even tell you how much I appreciate that, because she knew, like I think somewhere in the back of my heart, I knew that it would happen again. Like I knew that the day would come, but you ignore those gut feelings. You know, there was so much of me that was saying to run, and I just never did. You know, so.
And you know, and that's why it's so important. Do we have another comment?
Yeah, from Kelly Foley again. They smell strength that they don't have, so they want to take yours. It's slow and insidious. Yes, as the police told us, we don't know, we can't help you.
And that's true. And you know what? I've been watching a lot of Enough with Jennifer Lopez. Mm-hmm. And I remembered when she went to the police department and she went to the lawyer, she never lodged a complaint. And that's what the lawyer told her. We don't have even, you know, he had a lot of money and resources, but the attorney said, well, you know, you didn't lodge a complaint, so what can I do? You know, and just listening to what she's saying, and she says, well, he's gonna come and kill me. And the attorney says, yeah, he's gonna come and kill you. When I saw that, I says, okay, we need to get people on the show to talk about, because it's so important, because I think what happens is the love blinds us.
It does.
And we're thinking, oh, maybe he'll change, and then he starts to cry or she starts to cry, because men are abused as well.
Absolutely, 100%.
So they start to cry, and then they pull you into that false sense of security. you know, and then when you have a child, that's even worse, because in the very beginning, and I'm going to admit this, in the very beginning when I heard about cases like this, I'm like, why don't you just leave? You're crazy. I'm going to be honest. You know, you guys know I'm going to be honest. I'm like, you're stupid. What? You know, and this is what, not interviewing people, but when I read these cases. And I remember this one lady sat down with me and she says, Jackie, it's not that we're stupid. It takes a while, because that's like, if your husband cheats on you or whatever, you don't just want to leave right away, even though it's something, it's different. When you love someone, it takes a while, and even though you're the punching bag, it takes a while. Never ask someone who's in an abusive situation, why don't you leave? And then I took a course, and I see there's steps you have to take. You have to pack up bags, put it elsewhere, and it takes a while to leave. And that emotional wrestling that they're doing with you, it's hard. It's hard.
So hard, and you know, even when I finally got to the point where I made the decision I was leaving, even when he and I had that conversation, it was done. Like, it was so scary. I mean, he stopped taking his medication, and he was sleeping with a pistol next to his bed. He was still in the house. He was just in a different room. You know, I had to have a conversation with my son's father, who, thank God, he is the most amazing man. He is a very good father. He's very supportive of me and my son. I'm very lucky for that. And I had said, I need you. Is it okay? I told him everything. He was like, all right, I got you. What do you need? You know, and he was like, all right, I'll keep our son. You know, I'll keep him. You tell me. And I was like, I don't want him in this situation until I know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that my house is secure and that everything's okay. And so thank God that he was willing to do that. But you're absolutely right. Like, I told you, for the longest time I'd hear stories like that too and be like, you know, especially when you're a parent, like, I would never let my child be in a, you know, like there's that mama bear part of you that, like, you know, and I do that all the time, and that's the part that I struggle with today is how come you can be a mama bear 9 out of 10 times, like, why was this the 1 out of 10? Like, why was this the moment that you couldn't?
But you know what? I don't know if this helps you any, but we can be the mama bear, but there's one thing that, I don't want to say that we're lacking or we're not doing right. What I want to say is that we're not as forceful. So maybe that was your Achilles heel, where someone else, you know, a daughter doing something, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we're human. And the great thing about it is, you know, Megan, you came out of this alive. For those of you tuning in, we have the wonderful guest, Miss Meghan Foley. We're discussing, you know, she had gone through some domestic violence issues, and look at her now. She is, you know, you're not a victim. You know, you I don't want to say you overcome it. What you've done is you not only survive, you thrive. And I like that about you, because you're such a strong, I was going to say kick butt woman. I'll say kick butt woman. You're amazing, you're beautiful, you're an educator. There isn't anything you can't do. So now that you're on your own and you're singing, now what made you decide to, you know what, I'm going to go on this alone. I'm going to go solo.
I love music, and I can't even begin to tell you, like, it's just such a cool experience to get up there, and like you had said, it's very exposing. You're putting yourself all out there. It just, I don't know, sometimes when you hit some of those notes, like, it just feels good, and then after you come off the stage, you know, I remember one time we performed somewhere at an event, and someone came up to me afterwards and said, "You Are My Sunshine" is my favorite song, and that was my favorite version of it I've ever heard. Like, that really touched my soul, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, because you got some soul. She got some soul, y'all. Because I'm telling you, when I heard you singing, because we were at an event, and she brought out her guitar and she started singing. Garrett Wheeler, because he's like, I told Garrett, I said, Garrett, I need another singer. And he's like, Jackie, I got you. You know, and I'm like, Garrett. And he's like, I got you. And he did get me, because you are, again, you know, if you guys are looking for a singer, you know, someone to do entertainment, whether you have an office party, whether you have a bar mitzvah, whether you have whatever, the county fair, you got to get a hold of Meghan, and she's definitely going to share her talents with us tonight. You know, she plays the guitar. I got a guitar here. So I just want people to understand, because, you know, I like to support people that come on this show, because we are a village, we are a tribe, and we want to support any and everything that you're doing. Now, what are your musical goals, let's say 3 years from now?
Like I said, if I could just do, like, in a perfect world, if I could get on like a tour of some sort, you know, like, and it's not so much about wanting to be the one on stage. Like I had said earlier, like one of my favorite bands is the Rose of Harvey, and they're out of Maine. Like, it would be the experience of being able to be with them and learn from them, and like all these people that you look up to. And I'm like, so this is the history nerd, but like to be able to stand where you stood, you know, to share that space with you and to be able to learn from you. Like, to me, that would just be the coolest experience.
She's so passionate.
So that would, if I could do anything with music, that's what it would be. It would just be the coolest thing. I would have arrived. You know, like there's certain people I'll always say like, man, if I ever got to play with shovels in front of play, I would just retire. I've done this.
Chris Stapleton, if you're watching the show, okay?
That's another.
Oh my God, I love him.
Crying.
I love him. Oh my God, I love him. I love him. I love him. He can really, now that's a guy that can sing. You know, and they're constantly doing his, when you go on YouTube, they're constantly covering his song, covering it.
Yes.
He's just phenomenal. Now, okay, so if you want, you know, not if you want, I want to hear some music because I came here for a hold out. I love the interviewing part, but I want to hear you sing because I loved it. So what song are you going to be singing? Did you write it?
So this is the first song I ever wrote. It's called Hurricane.
How appropriate considering the weather outside.
Yes.
How appropriate.
Yeah, and so the song is about, you know, feeling like you pull all these people around you who are like storms until you realize that maybe you're the hurricane and you draw these people.
I like that. I like that. Very inspiring. I gotta use that as a quote. I like that. Okay, I'll credit you to that.
No problem.
Now, and what was the inspiration?
I think I was at school and it just kind of popped into my head and I had to like keep saying it over and over in my head so that when I got to my planning period, I could write it down real quick. Teacher struggles. But I think it was that thought process is, you know, I think the reason I wound up with my ex is the fact that growing up, my adopted mom, so not Kelly Foley, who's commenting, that's my birth mom, so I'm adopted, and I actually found my birth mom when I was pregnant with my son. So
really?
My mom that I said is the light of my life, that's my birth mom, my birth family, so I'm so lucky. But
yeah, you had so many families. You have your birth mom and your adopted mom.
Well, my adopted mom was a narcissist as well, so I think that was why I wound up gravitating to, I think I wound up dating the male version of my mother.
That's another show.
Right. But when you keep drawing these types of people, you know, at a certain point, you know, that's one of those things is, you know, those types of people always make you think you're crazy. Keep in mind that if you're self-reflecting like that, crazy people don't do that. Mm-hmm. Crazy people don't take responsibility. You know, narcissists don't take responsibility for their actions and what they do. So the fact that you're sitting there going, wait, is it me?
Right.
Did I do that? Like, that's a good sign that you are not a narcissist. Right. So, but you know, I had all these people in my life. Like, it always just feels like I love to just be chill. I just want to be chill, and it just feels like there's always the drama just comes. I'm like, oh God, you know. And so that was the inspiration of the song. Is like, where are these storms coming from? These people who are like storms and they don't go away, and like the weather rain.
Right.
And and then, you know, maybe it's me. You know, that's that. Maybe it's me. Am I the hurricane? Am I the hurricane that pulls the storms? To me, I don't want to be.
So what are you doing now to make sure that you're not getting, because sometimes people are drama magnets without, because I believe I'm all about energy. So what are you doing now to make sure that you're having, because you like calm, so what are you doing now to make sure that calm is in your space?
So, when my ex was with me, he was living in my house, and just the whole house, he was kind of a hoarder, so it was trash. So my mom, Kelly, actually came down and helped me. Like, the first thing was to create order in my house. Like, to be able to walk in and feel calm. I'm not gonna lie, I may have bought sage. You know, why not? Give it a shot, it's not gonna hurt.
I'm all about that, so you speaking to the wrong person. I'm all about that.
I went up to Blue Ridge, and they have like all those places where they sell the stones. I was like, okay, relaxing stone, peace stone, peace stone. Like, if it works, it works. But right now, I think because of everything that's happened, I really made a point, like right now, and this is has nothing to do with my son, because he is number one for me all the time, all day, every day. But I'm trying to just do me. Like, I'm just trying to focus on me. I'm trying to answer the question, who is Meghan? Like, who is Meghan by herself? What does Meghan like to do? And how do I like to spend my time? And, you know, it's okay to to sit down on the couch and I've been binge watching Jane the Virgin.
Wow.
I love that show.
Yeah.
Just take that time and just find that peace. And I've been trying to reading all kinds of books about like He's Not That Into You, or he spends the whole book trying to build you up and show you that you are worthy of being truly, truly loved. And devotionals, going to church has been amazing. We go to a great church, North Metro, and they're doing a really cool thing right now called the Compassion Project. Okay, have you heard that? That's really cool. But my son and I chose to sponsor a child in Kenya yesterday, so like just doing things that make us feel good, like just.
And usually when you're in, for me, when I'm in that zone, it feels better for me when I'm giving back to other people.
100%.
I can't, you can depressed and all that kind of stuff, but I notice in order for me to climb out of that depressive zone that I'm in, I like to give back. I like to go and help other people, and that helps me because I'm a giver. And I used to think like, well, I'm a giver. I love giving people things and watching their smiles. That's what I like doing. So I notice I do more of that, like if I'm not feeling good or if I'm in the wrong energy, that's what I like to do.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm not gonna lie, I hope my students get a quarter from me of what I get from them. Like my students light my day. Like I don't care how I love seeing them. Like when breaks go on too long, I'm excited to come back. Like I told them that when we came back for Christmas, I'm like, I missed you. I need
Oh my
you.
God. Can I get a high five? That's how I feel about my interns, because they don't think I like them, but I love them. I mean, I'm telling you, one of my interns she had the nerve to go on vacation. She went to this place called Brazil. I was so upset. And I had to pretend like, oh, okay. And then when Christopher calls and says, well, I can't come. And he thinks that I'm upset because he can't come to the set and like, oh, okay. It's not that I like seeing them, because I see them, once a week and we're going to do more. But I like seeing them because I like them. They're generally good people.
Yeah.
All my interns, I've never had anyone that's really bad. They're generally good people. So when she went on vacation, I'm like, and then she told me the other day, I'm not coming in on a certain day. I'm like, what?
Right.
What? You what? And then, and then when like Chris will say like I'm running late or something, I'm like, yeah, you better be here. But I get on them, but I'm on them and they're finding out now because I'm finally telling them the truth. So I'm on them because I really love them. I really do. When I come in and I see them on Mondays, they don't understand. I just want to hug them and squeeze them, and I just love. I like y'all.
Yeah, 100%. I teach at the school that we teach at. It's a Title I school, and every once in a while I'll meet somebody who's like, "Oh, you teach there?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do. I don't appreciate it. No."
Hello.
Well, those kids are bad. No, we do not have bad kids.
Exactly.
We really don't.
Exactly.
We have wonderful kids, and we have so many kids at our school that go through trauma situations on a day-to-day basis, and those kids do all those things. They get up every day and they get dressed. They persevere in some of the hardest situations in the world, which going through everything I went through, they had no idea. I mean, that's not appropriate. You know what I mean?
Right.
They have no idea how much they inspired me on a day-to-day basis. As much as I knew what I was going through was hard, they were going through the same thing, and they are 13 years old. I'm a lot older than that. Not
just by 2 years, but it's so true. It's so true, because what I like and see, and that's why I want my interns to understand that, the world is your oyster.
Oh yeah.
We didn't have this growing up, and I'm older than you. We didn't have all of this. We had to figure it out. So they have all this stuff, and if I can help them, that's what I'm willing to do. And, I laugh and I kind of get on to them or whatever, but they're good people, and I want them to know that they are good people, and there isn't anything I would do for them. I'm not going to jail, but there isn't anything I would do for them. But it's just, and I want them to understand that they're, I don't care how bad life gets or complicated, I'm here for them.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I want them to understand. Well, I want to hear some music. And see, now I feel like I'm home. I need to get some popcorn and just listen to some music. So without further ado, we have Meghan Foley. She's Americana singer. She's our singing sensation. She's our resident singing extravaganza on the Women Are Worthy show. So without further ado, Megan, let's get your guitar going. You just have her, right? In the shot? I don't have to be in the shot. Yes, you do. Okay. Wait a minute. I'm tearing up. I feel like a mom listening to her baby sing for the first time.
I'm
Okay.
tearing up too,
Okay.
not for the same reason.
Okay. And this song is called?
Hurricane.
Okay.
When the skies turn gray, the wind turns up, and the heavens seem about to erupt. Still now is calm for the storm. Everyone says that the time's come. Load up your homes, pack your bags and run. I ain't going nowhere. This is my home. And the rain comes down, down, down to the ground. And the waters rise, rise, rise to this land I'm bound. You don't know storms like I do. Bring on the hurricane. Well, I'm a storm chaser through and through. Don't dare tell me what I can do. Thought I was born for a storm. Now I can see the time has come to pull down the boards. Fight's not won, and I ain't going nowhere. This is my home. And the rain comes down, down, down to the ground. And the waters rise, rise, rise to this land I'm bound. You don't know storms like I do. Bring on the hurricane. Cause when the skies turn gray, the wind turns up, and the heavens seem about to erupt. Still there is calm for the storm. Everyone says that the time has come to board up your homes, pack your bags and run. I ain't going nowhere. This is my storm. And the rain comes down, down, down to the ground. And the waters rise, rise, rise to this land I'm bound. You don't know storms like I do. Oh, 'cause I am the hurricane.
Yes! Yes! You did that! I like it! I like that song! Oh my god! And how long did it take you to compose that song?
It took a while, because, you know, when I first wrote this song, I had all lyrics. They were all written down, and I had the music in my head, but I didn't have the ability
Right.
to get it out yet and know what chord was what, and so it took a lot of sitting down with different people. My ex was one of them, my friend Julie, and then of course, for this version, which is my favorite, the owner of Hot Frog Music, Brad Poole, sat down. He's my guitar teacher. He's amazing.
Thank you, Brad!
If that was terrible, it's not Brad's fault, not on me. But thanks to him, he sat down and really kind of helped me go through and find what I was really happy with. So it's awesome when you feel like you're musically mute to go with people who are so incredibly adept to be able to help you.
And I heard the yodeling. Because whenever I hear the yodel, I think of Leanne Rimes, and I love the yodel. I just love that. I mean,
Yeah.
you have an amazing voice. Do you have any other songs? Any other songs? Or is this
That's the only one for now.
That's okay. That's okay.
That's mine. but I'm working on it.
Okay, so you're working on some more
Yeah.
songs. Is it good that we're taping it right here? We can, okay. That's wonderful.
So
Wow.
right now, working on logos and websites
Right.
and recording.
So where, can you explain some of your tattoos?
Oh,
Is that a box?
Sure, it is. It is a box.
What does it mean?
I want to have like an awesome story for this tattoo, but really it's that animals make me really happy. And
That's a good story.
I saw this picture of a fox and it made me incredibly happy. And every time I look at this tattoo, I'm like, oh.
Because I'm
It's
looking
really
at
that simple.
Wait a minute. Because when I saw the tattoo, I'm like, oh my God, she has an amazing story. Maybe she rescued a fox, or a fox did something with her. Here, I'm thinking.
Let's go with that.
Okay.
That was a really good story. I will tell you, I went to an all-women's college.
Uh-huh.
I went to Agnes Scott Decatur,
Okay.
and my class, we were the vixens, and our fox was our. So like that's like my backup.
Okay.
Like reality, like it just makes me happy.
Okay, but that's the backup story. So what's the other tattoo?
This one says Semper ad meliora. That's Latin for always moving toward better. So I like to think that's what I'm doing now. It's supposed to go with the arrow.
Did they hurt?
These ones really didn't. I have a burn on my foot. That was the most painful because you got all those
Right.
all bones. But yeah, so I've got a lion up here. So
Wow, you're a real chick. You're a real chick.
yeah.
I mean,
I like that too.
and the good thing is, what I like about your music, it's not just, you can tell it's well thought out. It has a story that goes with it. And I think that could be not possibly a song for an anthem, for anything. So that was, I don't know if you were thinking about that when you wrote it, but that's an anthem for women empowerment
Oh, yeah.
and things like that. So we may have to talk to her about playing that on our show. But so what can we, the Women Are Worthy show, what can we do for you? How can we help you? How can we assist you?
Yeah, I appreciate your support and thank you so much for letting me come and talk to you today and play for y'all today. And this was huge. So anything I can ever do for y'all in the future, I'm happy to do. And I appreciate this more than
Keep that on tape. Did you guys hear that? Whatever she can do for us, keep that on tape. Don't erase that tape. And I have people watching, and I know the replays. She said whatever she can do. I got to keep repeating that because later on, I don't want you coming back to me with a pop-up. Like,
I'm
wait a minute.
into it. I'm good for my words.
So how can we now? We understand music, and you're an educator. Now, are you planning? Because I know you said you want to tour. Now, what advice would you give someone out there who's musically inclined, but they don't know, like, what should I do? How should I go about it? Or they're shy, right there.
The more you do it, the easier it gets. So the best thing you can do is go find open mics. There are open mics everywhere, and play them all, and then play them multiple times. Because the more you do it, the better you'll get. Just start at home and play music that you're passionate about. And if you can't write your own music, that's okay. You know,
Right.
cover. Why not? And then you'll get there and just keep. I've always loved poetry, so all of my songs started off that way, and my songwriting's eventually kind of evolved from that. But that would be my best advice. If you're musically inclined and you play something, like try to go to an open mic. There's some smaller ones. I started at like the Hot Frog one at the time was on Wednesdays. It was pretty small, and like I said, that everybody at Hot Frog, the Pool family, they are my family. So if you find an environment like that where you're surrounded by people, like I'm so blessed because they are so loving.
Right.
So really, truly, had it been that bad that night, they would have been like, "Hey, you did that,"
So for someone out there who wants to hire you and they're like, okay, this girl was phenomenal. How can we get in touch with her? What do we need to do? Give us your social media pages.
Meghan Foley on Facebook. Working on a website right now, so
Okay.
that should be up soon, and I'll put all that. So right now, Facebook's probably the easiest place to find me, Meghan Foley.
Okay, and if they want to contact you,
My email is meganjoannefoley@gmail.com.
Megan Joanne. Is it Joanne with a E at the end?
No, so Meghan, thank you to Kelly. My Meghan is cool. It's MEGHAN, Joanne, JOANN, Foley, FOLEY, @gmail.com. So.
Okay. And what, I know you play music, so what genre do you prefer or do you love?
I love Americana. Americana is, I'm not going to do justice explaining this at all, but it's kind of a blend of everything that's American. So you've got country and blues and rock and everything that's ever kind of come out. It just kind of gets fused together. So I'm an Americana artist. And I love that. So and then any of the subgenres there. So country.
Right.
Love
Who's your favorite artist?
Okay, right now Tyler Childers. Tyler Childers is my favorite. He's awesome and he's touring right now. He's actually playing this weekend up in Nashville at the Ryman, so he's great. And then, gosh, there's so many. One of my favorite bands is the Civil Wars, but they're not together anymore, which is super depressing. But they're off. They do solo projects. They're awesome. Shovels and Rope is out of Charleston. Chris Stapleton is amazing. Jason Isbell is. Most of the people who play in our genre cover at least one Jason Isbell song.
Oh wow.
He's fantastic too, just a phenomenal songwriter. This band is Smoothhound Smith. They're in Nashville. They're amazing too. I feel bad. I've plugged the Ghost of Power here like 25 times. They're out of Maine.
Yeah, she has.
They're awesome. So there's too many to count. I think when you're a musician, you have a really hard time saying like this one. Like.
Who did you grow up listening to when you were growing
Faith
up?
Hill.
Oh my God! Now that voice.
She was the love of my life. I loved her. That was my first CD. It was my first concert I ever went to, and she was adopted too. So somehow, I got myself into this new muscle.
Do you see how things like that work? At that time, you're like, wait a minute, she's adopted, and you
right.
I'm sure you liked her before you found out she was adopted. Yeah.
And I was so little that I don't know if I really fully grasped adoption because I was like, she's adopted, so she's probably my mom. That is not how it is.
Right. Yeah, because I kind of like Tim McGraw myself.
Right.
Yeah, Kenny Chesney, those are mine.
Yeah, they're awesome.
But it's just, again, I want to thank you for being on the show because you told us about, what you've gone through, but it doesn't define you. You're a kick-butt mom, you're a great teacher, you're a phenomenal human being, and I don't ever want you to think that you don't have, you're going to have new supporters, and I'm definitely, going to be ringing, doing the cheerleading and like, Meghan. So, let's put this on record now. When she gets nominated for the Grammy, I understand her friends are watching, her mom is watching, but I want a ticket. I'd like to be
I
there.
will be going with Jack.
Okay. So mom, she may have like 3 or 4 tickets, but I want to make sure I'm in that.
Mom and Jack.
Okay, just want to make sure. And I know she has wonderful friends, Kelly, right?
Yeah.
She's out there.
Mom, yeah.
Kelly, I mean, we can flip for it, but I asked her. And I mean flip, not flip a coin.
We're flipping people.
Exactly. At least we're not doing
That's
tables.
fine.
But so again, we want to thank you for being on the Women Are Worthy show. We so appreciate you. And if anything, again, we want to remind people to follow us on Facebook. It's the Women Are Worthy show. On Instagram, it's the Women Are Worthy show. And on YouTube, it's the Women Are Worthy network. And I really, really want to thank my interns are so phenomenal. I'm telling you, because I got it down. But they want to make sure that I don't have an Alzheimer's moment. So they bring up the sign with everything. And this is courtesy Christopher, because he wants to make sure, and I think we have a comment. Yes, what comment? Is that from Kelly? Kelly better not tell me that she has a comment. So what's the comment, Kelly?
So you can sit right next to me.
Okay, Kelly, I'm willing to. How did I know it was Kelly?
Yeah.
How did I know it was Kelly saying something? So we want you guys to please share the video because we want other people to listen to this amazing woman. Yeah, fine, I'm amazing too. But we have an amazing guest and we want our music to get out there because one of the things I want to start doing on our show is promoting local artists. They don't get promoted enough because we have all the 800-pound gorillas out there and we keep hearing the music over and over and over again. I'm sick of it. Okay?
There's amazing musicians in this area.
Yes.
You can go listen to live music, please go.
Yes. And if you want to recommend people to come on the show, I'm willing to.
No problem.
We want to hear more music. We want to because I want people to get stirred up and going out because we have social media and everything is on, streaming. People are not going out anymore because I noticed they were talking about there was drop in sales and tickets and things like that. So I want people to listen to the new artists, go to the bars, go to the brewery, go wherever you guys are because we have to support you. So again, without further ado, we want to remind you to follow us on the Women Are Worthy network on on YouTube, on Facebook, we're the Women Are Worthy Show. Kelly, we need you to follow, subscribe, and like as well. And I want to thank my interns. I want to thank Christopher for being here. When I say it's like you need Noah's Ark to get here today because the weather is bad. And I want to thank Bailey for being a great editor. And Chris, thank you very much for continuing to be with the Women Are Worthy Show. I support my interns. I love them. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye. Thank you, Megan.